So there you go. Thank you for that. Crypto Made Easy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's call. And it is Monday, October 10th. We are in the final quarter of 2022. I don't know if it snuck up on you, but it has snuck up on me. This entire year is almost over. And what an amazing year it's been. If you've been on this journey with us in Eazybot, I want to give an opportunity for my Eazybot family. If you're here and you've been a member with Eazybot and you're excited to be on this call, you're excited to be a part of this journey here today, let's see what you can do in the chat. Let's see what our chat permissions are here today. I want to see you guys you've got access to the chat. Go ahead and throw up something in the chat. Let me know that you're excited. Say, I'm here. Me, I love it. Thank you. I think that's Charles, Wealthy Choices. I got the fire emojis. We appreciate you guys. And if you are a guest on today's call, I want to welcome you, especially want to welcome you. I want to give you a very, very warm welcome. You can see there are a lot of folks that are excited to be here. And so you're in good company today. And we're going to talk to you about what Eazybot's all about. This Monday call is really special for us because we do a couple of things on this call that hopefully by the time this call is over, you'll realize why there's all these fire emojis and all this excitement in the room. Number one, you get an opportunity to meet members of the executive team of Eazybot. My name is David D. Charles. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Eazybot. One of the other voices you'll hear today is from our CEO, our founder and CEO of Eazybot, Mr. Muhammad Ali, be joining us from our corporate offices, our headquarters in Dubai. You'll hear from our Chief Sales Officer, Coach Ken. And what we do here on today's call is we're going to open up with just kind of an overview on what Eazybot is. So we're going to do that for the benefit of those of you who may be joining us for the first time. I want to make sure that you understand exactly what this is all about, why we're so excited. And then for those who are on this journey and who enjoy this time that we get to spend with Muhammad, he's going to share some additional insights, and that'll be fun. It's a great way for you to learn while you earn. You know, one of the cool things about Eazybot, you set it up, you push a couple buttons, and you just kind of go about your day. So it gives you plenty of time that if you want to join us on this call or any of our other calls, it's a great opportunity for you to learn more about what's going on in the crypto space. So thank you guys for jumping in the chat. Great to see you guys. Quasi from the Bronx in the building. Quasi, I hadn't seen you around in a minute. Good to see that name. Love and appreciate all of you guys who are joining us here today. All right, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to run through this overview. If you're a guest on the call, I want to invite you to just say me in the chat so we can welcome you appropriately. We want to acknowledge you. And again, thank you for your time. And we're going to talk today about how to make money with cryptocurrency. You know, that's probably one of the most common thoughts or questions that's happening. Maybe not so much today because the market's been down for a little bit. And so when that happens, people kind of tend to turn their attention in another direction. But if you've been around for the last couple of years, you probably have been listening to people talk about crypto quite a bit. The buzz rises and falls as the market tends to do. But today we're going to answer this question for you. We're going to answer the question about how you can possibly make money with cryptocurrency. And there's a number of different ways that people take as an approach to answer this question for themselves. But I want to talk to you about what the average person is. And I'm here in the US, and so I'm going to talk a little bit about some things that may be a little bit more relevant to our financial systems in the US, but you have something wherever you are that you can relate to. Now, the reason we're asking the question about how do I make money with cryptocurrency isn't just for the sport of it necessarily, but for a lot of people, it's about how do I speed up the process of building wealth? How do I speed up the process of my retirement or saving for something that matters a lot in my future? And I remember I've been married now almost 24 years. And I remember when I first got married, just before I got married, my father-in-law saying to me, son, get you a mutual fund and just be consistent about putting money into it. And this was really great financial advice considering the time. But for a lot of people, what they have come to recognize and why crypto has become such a buzz is, I want to look at this interesting statistic here. This is a tool that a lot of people use to build their own personal wealth, to build their retirement. People will work. We're coming out of a day and age where people work on a job for 20, 30, sometimes 40 years and saved in order to be able to live the last 20, 30, 40 years of their life comfortably. And so a mutual fund is one of those vehicles. And if we look at the average mutual fund return over the last 20 years, high performing large company stock mutual funds have produced returns of 12.86% per year in the last 20 years. And comparatively, the S&P 500 has produced returns of 8.13% since 2002. So this is an interesting statistic because it tells us a lot about what the average person has access to. And this is really at the core of why crypto is so exciting, why people are so just jazzed up about what crypto potentially means. Is at the end of the day, we're going to talk to you about how crypto can accelerate the kind of earnings that most people have been accustomed to. So if this has been your tool, it might be a mutual fund, or in some cases, it might be a 401k. Maybe you work on a job where they have a retirement plan, and maybe call something different in your country or wherever you're from. But this is another common investing tool, or a tool to building wealth or retirement savings, for example. Average annual return ranging from 3 to 8% on your 401k. So let's talk about why crypto is so exciting. We know that crypto adoption isn't just coming anymore. It's already here. You can see the articles. I don't have to tell you guys, if you're on this call today, you're on because either you're interested or you already know what's going on with crypto and kind of where we're headed. Here's an interesting statistic here is 1 billion people coming into crypto by the end of this year. This was a research report published in January of 2022. This is massive, massive exponential growth, fastest adopted technology known to man, faster adopted technology than even the internet. As 1 billion people are coming into crypto, and there's a question that they all want to know. They're all going to want to know, how do I make money in crypto? But not just how do I make money in crypto. Here's the thing, that if you've been involved in crypto for the last couple of years, you've learned to ask more than just how do I make money or can I make money? You also want to know, how can I do it in a way that's safe, that lowers my risk, that allows me to maintain as much control as possible. And we're going to talk to you about why those things are important in just a moment. There's a number of different ways that people go about trying to make money in crypto. The buy and hold strategy, probably the most common, well-known strategy. You pick a crypto, you buy it, you hold it on your exchange or in a private wallet, and you just and you wait. You need a lot of patience, and you need a lot of patience. That's your strategy, patience. Mining is another way that people approach making money in crypto. It can be very, very expensive to set up, very, very competitive landscape. And you do need some specialized skills, but it can be consistent if you get it set up and done right. And then, of course, there's trading. And trading is probably one of the oldest professions. People have been trading in various markets for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And now cryptocurrency allows us to trade in such a way that really gives us some distinct advantages from the traditional markets. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the underlying technology of blockchain allows some automations to happen in crypto trading that you don't see in more traditional markets. So there's some advantages in trading in crypto, but there are also some challenges with trading. And if you don't have the experience or expertise or the time to study the markets to make decisions about how you're getting in and out of your trades, you can expose yourself to significant losses. And so it really does require a balancing act of experience and time. And so for most people, or for many people, investing in cryptocurrency can really seem and feel intimidating. You have some basic questions that if you're new to this space, may be difficult for you to ask. Just how do I even open an exchange? There's hundreds of these things that are out there. And how do you make the decision about what coins to choose, what strategy you're going to use for your own personal investing? Well, if you're on this call today, we want to help you to discover cryptocurrency, crypto made easy. And we're going to introduce you to a company called Eazybot. We're reshaping the future of crypto trading. So before we get too deep into today's presentation, I want to read our disclaimer for today, and that is all information presented here is for informational purposes only. Presenters are not financial advisors. All presenters' opinions are their own, not intended to be a substitute for financial investment advice. As with any market, cryptocurrency carries risk. So please seek the advice of a licensed financial advisor before making any financial decisions, and past results are not indicative of future results. All right, guys, we have a amazing story here, and our story is, I'm not going to read all of this to you. It's available for you guys who are interested in getting a closer look at exactly what Eazybot's all about. Lost my screen here. One second. There we go. But I'll give you the synopsis. The synopsis here, we talk about when problems inspire solutions. I personally believe that the best products in the world are designed to solve a problem, not designed to make the person who invented it the most money, but designed to solve a problem, to be able to do something better than anything else allows you to do, to give you access to something that you might not have had access to. And so Eazybot comes from that DNA. It was designed to solve a problem. And our CEO and founder, Muhammad Ali, dedicated himself to solving this problem, not even for himself, but for others. And Eazybot was born from that. If you don't know our story, we want to ask you to get with the person that invited you here, and they can send you a link so you can learn a little bit more about our story. But moving along, we're going to meet this person here today. This is our CEO, our founder and CEO, Muhammad Ali. You actually get to hear from him. It's something that we're very, very proud of, that we show up every week. We do this call every single Monday, and you get to hear from the man himself. He talks about the product that he's designed and continues to work on to improve, to make better for every one of you. In this picture, we're in our home office in Dubai. We're talking about the things that are really important to us as a company. One of those things is our vision, and that is creating a bridge to the future through this technology in crypto. We started this conversation talking about what's happening is that people are in this financial environment where, they're investing into their future savings and into their future retirement and into their future goals, into vehicles that have simply been what they've had access to. And of course, you can increase your returns by increasing your risk in these traditional markets. But cryptocurrency is allowing people to participate in a way that they've never been able to do before. So our vision is to be able to give them the tools necessary to do that confidently. And we're going to do that around a set of very core values. These are incredibly important to us. They come into play with all the decisions that we make. Things like service, integrity, trust, respect, leadership, commitment, patience, quality, gratitude, and consistency. All right, so the star of the show here today is Eazybot. And we're going to talk to you about how to do crypto trading and to do it in an automated fashion. So you're not going to need any experience, any particular know-how. If you're brand new to crypto, brand new to trading, this is going to be ideal for you. And if you're an advanced or experienced trader, you're going to absolutely love what this technology can do for you. Some simple, quick bullet points: consistent, profitable returns. The funds stay in your exchange, 100% in your control. Over time, you're just going to gain confidence in the crypto markets. You heard, if you were on the call at the very beginning, you heard that some of our members have never been in trading before, never been involved in crypto, and just Eazybot giving them the open door, the access to participate in this financial market, has started building confidence within them. And speaking of building, passive income is a part of that. Passive income simply means you're not exchanging your time for dollars. So Eazybot is a tool that does all the heavy lifting for you. And so you can go about spending your time on things that are really important to you. Withdraw your profits at any time. They're always in your control, and you do not need any experience or technical know-how in order to get the best out of Eazybot. Now, at the core of Eazybot is the Eazybot strategy. A lot of what we're going to talk about today and what you're going to hear more from Muhammad today is really centered around the Eazybot strategy. And the reason for that is that we recognize that going back to the billion people coming into crypto, most of them are not experienced or professional traders, but they still want the best out of crypto. And so the Eazybot strategy allows a person, whether they're a beginner or an advanced user, to be able to set up a bot, an automated, powerful piece of technology that trades for them. Now, let me break down, just in case that went over your head when we're talking about a bot. What we're talking about is a automated algorithm, a program that runs, so to speak. It's in the cloud, so you can access it through any web browser anywhere in the world. And it simply opens and closes trades on your behalf. It does it, looks at Eazybot, looks at the market every single second, looking for opportunities to make these buy and sell decisions on your behalf. You don't need to get involved. You don't need to respond to any signals. It's simply operating in the background on your behalf. Now, bots have been used in markets for decades. Powerful trading houses have spent millions of dollars developing and designing bots. And in fact, the vast majority of volume on traditional markets is driven by these massive bots. And so Eazybot is taking this really powerful technology and compressing it, condensing it into a way that the average user now has access to the same kind of tools that these really powerful trading houses have always had. All right, so our advanced users, guys, we haven't forgotten about you or left you out. We got a ton of customizable features. So if you have a strategy that's already working for you, but you'd like to have the benefit of this really powerful technology that can look at the market every second, respond to it very quickly so that you can go, you don't have to be stuck in front of screens waiting for these opportunities. We've got tons of customizable features that you can plug into as well. So design your own winning formula. Now, guys, if you're using the Eazybot strategy, one thing that you can be excited about and you can count on is that it's designed for profitable trades only. We don't only do spot trading. We don't do any contract or leverage trading that exposes your account to potential losses. So you never have to worry about being in a trading situation where you can lose all of your funds or suffer substantial losses. Now, I don't want to paint the wrong picture. We are trading in a real live market. So there can be a scenario. Luna might be a good example of a scenario totally out of anyone's control. What happens there? If you're participating in a real live market, there will always be some risk. But the confidence that you can have with Eazybot is that it is designed to close profitable trades only. And we have a 99%, greater than 99% historical record of being able to do just that. All right, so here's one of the reasons why a lot of people are sitting on the sidelines when it comes to crypto, and that is because it's incredibly volatile. Just by a show of hands, if you guys can drop it in the chat, I want to see how many of you guys have been around to watch crypto hit $68,000. How many of you have seen that in the last few months? You've seen crypto go from 68,000 all the way down to $20,000. How many of you guys have been around and you've seen that happen? Yeah, a lot of you guys. Okay, so that can be a really, really scary event. And especially if you're coming out of a more traditional market. If you've been investing in traditional stocks, bonds, 401ks, those kinds of things, guys, these kind of drops, these 40, 50, 60, 70% drops, these are catastrophic events in the traditional market. In crypto, it's just another Tuesday. And so you want to be able to ride this wave. And Eazybot has been designed to recognize the market that it's in, that it's going to go up and it's also going to go down. And so the way that Eazybot imparts confidence for you as the user is that you just never have to worry about it. You never have to worry whether the market's up or down, whether or not Eazybot is going to help you to make profits. And in a recent release, we introduced something called market crash recovery that allows you to trade in profit. The market can drop, the coins you're trading can drop 90% or more, and you can still be trading and making profits even in those kinds of circumstances. Guys, I don't know any other way that the average person with very little experience could take advantage of those kinds of market conditions. And that's really where Eazybot shines and sets itself apart from everything else that you're going to see. All right, easy automatic compounding. So Eazybot's going to trade for you 24/7. It's only looking for positive, profitable trades. And when it does, when it finds profit for you, it's going to add that profit that it made for you and automatically add it to the next trading sessions. So it's going to make profit on your behalf, take that profit, compound it. Now, if you don't understand the power of compounding, this is just going to accelerate your earnings. And you don't have to take my word for it. Here's a gentleman who, hopefully you know who this is. Albert Einstein says that compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. And if you understand it, you have the opportunity to earn it. And hopefully this conversation is going to open your eyes here today to the power of compounding. And if you don't understand it, then likely you're on the other side of the equation where you're paying it to someone else who does. Just to give you an idea of what compounding does, if you look at the two lines on the graph here, you've got an orange line that represents compound interest. And you can see just kind of the movement of that line versus what just regular simple interest can do for you. The earnings become exponential and you can really, really speed up your growth potential, your financial performance. And so guys, your funds are always 100% in your control. Maybe you're new to crypto. Maybe you've been in crypto for just a few years. And one of the things that you've learned if you've been around crypto for the last couple of years is how important it is to know where your funds are. There's a lot of stuff that's happening in the crypto market. Some people call it the wild, wild west. And so the most important thing that you can do for yourself is to make sure that you have mitigated as much risk as possible. The newer you are and the less experience you have in crypto, the less risky you should be. It's not financial advice, but it just sounds like good common sense. You don't want to jump out and start gambling. This is real investing you can participate in. But one of the things that you're going to be able to do here that mitigates a lot of the risk that is in other programs in the crypto space is you maintain control of your funds. They're always in your exchange. You never have to send them to a third party, so you can withdraw funds or profits or whatever it is that you decide at any point in time. You don't have to check in with anybody, ask permission, have any delays. There's no penalties, nothing like that. All right, now, in addition to the amazing software that Eazybot is, we have an amazing members resource. And it's not only available on desktop, but it is a really cool app that you can install on your phone. One of the things that we're rolling out here right around the corner, if you have the app, is notifications. So important notifications that will bring your attention to things that are happening that you might need to respond to in your bot or in your account. So look out for that. We also have world-class support. Our support team does live calls 3 times a week, so you can jump on to a live Zoom call, ask questions that are specific to your situation, your account, something that you might want to learn about. These are great learning environments where the team and the team members who show up here really do an amazing job of helping new members or even our older members, our existing members, get a better sense of all that Eazybot has in store. Now, we have a ticketing system, so if you have a specific question or inquiry or situation, you can always submit a support ticket, and we generally respond to you within 24 hours. And a full knowledge base that can answer a lot of the questions that you're going to find that you have. Now, getting started with Eazybot is easy as 1, 2, 3. You're going to create an account, connect that account to your crypto exchange, and then you're going to start trading in just a few minutes. Now, you get to choose the package that's right for you. We do have 3 different packages. Everybody starts with a free account. And that free account is going to give you access to trade 2 coins on 1 exchange. Now, every time Eazybot closes a trade, there is something called a software service fee. That's the participation that's given to Eazybot for it finding and closing these trades for you. Now, with our free account, it's 30%. So that means that if Eazybot makes you $1, you keep 70 cents and 30 cents goes to Eazybot. Now, if you upgrade to the advanced or VIP package, there's some distinct advantages there. Our advanced package, $250 per year. You reduce your software service fee by 10%. You get to trade up to 10 coins and up to 2 different exchanges. Now, those additional coins that you get to trade, they're going to be really, really important when we get into the later part of the discussion about why that really matters. And then our VIP members, they also get to trade at just a 20% software service fee. They get access to all coins. And today it's up to 25 different bots at one time. You get access to connect up to 5 different exchange accounts or exchange connections, and you get access to one-on-one support. So if you're not able to make it to a group support call, or you just prefer one-on-one support, our VIP members can always request that. And you also have access to participate in something we call Founders Club. Now, Founders Club is part of our affiliate plan. We don't really get into a whole lot of that on this first part of this call, but we will, if you guys hang around and you're interested in learning about our affiliate program after the main part of our discussion today, we'll jump in and review our affiliate plan with you. All right, one thing that it's important for you to know is where your funds go. And I think I touched on this a couple of times already, but it's worth emphasizing because it's where most people get hurt. And that's when they hand their money off to someone else and you don't know and you can't retract or retrace those funds. So if you're trading with Eazybot, all of your trading funds go in Binance or KuCoin. You connect to Binance.com, Binance US, and KuCoin, and your funds that you're trading with stay there. The only funds that you ever send to Eazybot is if you ever wanted to upgrade to the software, to the, the advanced or VIP package. you're going to need to send those funds to your Eazybot wallet. And then because Eazybot cannot remove funds from your trading account, doesn't get access to do that, then the software service fees are also paid out of this wallet. So you can fund that wallet with just a few dollars, depends on how much you're trading with. You'll want to offset that with software service fees. And then if you're referring people to Eazybot, those commissions go into the same wallet. So you may never have to replenish that wallet for your software service fees. All right, guys, here's a quick summary of what we just talked about. So you know what's in store for you: 24/7 automated trading, easy one-click strategy settings. Guys, literally you can set up, create an account with Eazybot, have absolutely no experience, not have to think about complicated technology or terminology, and you can be trading in just a matter of minutes. You can automatically compound those earnings. If you don't understand the power of compounding, just do a Google search on a compound calculator, put in any number over any period of time, pick a conservative rate of interest, and just see what's possible. See what's possible, and then give Eazybot a try. Customizable for our advanced users. So those of you who have already been using your own strategies in the market, Eazybot's going to be a great tool to help you save a lot of time, effort, and energy. Perfect for small or large accounts. We have members trading hundreds of dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars, all having great experiences. And best of all, you can start for free. All right, guys, so I'm going to pause right here. This is an overview. Hopefully this helps to introduce to some and then remind others what Eazybot's all about and why we're so excited about it. Now, that's our basic overview today. The next voice you're going to hear is from our CEO, Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad's going to do a little bit of a deep dive. Now, this discussion is, it may sound a little bit technical for some of you guys, and that's okay. We take this as a learning process and learning experience as well. It's our opportunity also just to be transparent with what's happening. One of the things that is cool about Eazybot is you can see every single trade that's happening in your Eazybot account, and you can match it up with that trade on your exchange account. So you don't have to worry about Eazybot saying they're doing one thing, but you can't really see it. It's all very transparent. And so this discussion that we hold on Mondays is part of our commitment to transparency. And so you're going to hear from Muhammad Ali. Again, my pleasure to work with and to have gotten to know Muhammad personally over the last few months as we've been laboring to build this amazing company together. So very proud to be in partnership with him and to work side by side with him. You won't find somebody more committed to doing the right thing and to serving the people in this company. So without any further ado, Muhammad Ali. So
hey, thank you, David. Thank you very much. And it's my pleasure also working with you. It's been a great journey, and we're looking for the bright future for everyone here on the call and also all our members. So just let me jump into the presentation. Today is going to be short and sweet. And I would ask you, David, just keep the performance website ready so that once I'm done with my part, you can share your screen with the performance site and go through that, because I know that you have a lot to say there. Okay, so now these are the three topics that we're going to talk about today. The first topic is going to be pulling down the average price, taking profit retracement or take profit retracement, and account performance. Now, let me just give a little bit of a recap of the meaning of those three terms here, or these two terms at the beginning, if we have a new people. Now, pulling down the average price means Eazybot strategy is being designed to close a trade that opens at the top of the market, at the bottom of the market, to close it and then make profit. And how that happens is we have an average price for the three trades on the top. So what Eazybot does, if the market goes down and it stays down there, it's going to use the normal daily movement to buy and sell and use 50% of the profit to pull down, to offset that average price and pull it down until it comes to meet with the current market price at a point of time, and then close the whole trade and get out of the market with profit at the lower market. We're going to see a live example that we have been following since April. And that trade is still live, and we'll keep on following it until it closes completely. Now, the second topic is take profit retracement. What does that mean? In simple words, Eazybot has been designed to take profit at 1.5% when the market goes up by 1.5%. But if the market goes up rapidly and it doesn't really start going down after the 1.5%, then Eazybot is designed to follow the trend upward. Follow the trend until it reaches to the highest point, and then when it starts moving down, it's going to close it. So it's very practical that instead of making just 1% in a trade, it makes like more than 10%. And we have seen that live. We're going to see an example for that during the last week in this presentation. And the last topic is going to be the performance. David's going to be showing us the website, and I'm going to analyze a little bit on that to see that, because there is one of the coins that haven't made any profit last week, and we're going to explain why it did not make any profit. So let's jump into this. Now, this is the coin that we have been following since the beginning. It's AAVE. If you remember the last week on 3rd of October, when we shared this was the result here. The total profit which was made was $1,258. The average price was at 156.6. Now, today the price of this coin is as low as 74. But when we started trading with this coin in month of April, the price was 251. So that means the value of this coin that we started trading in April went down from 251 to 74. Actually, in between, it went down to, I think, 40 plus, between 50 and 40, which is like more than 70%, 80% drop in the market. But still, Eazybot was buying and selling and trading and managing to pull down that average price. So the initial trade started at the price of 251. And right now, that very trade that started at the price of 251 is at the price of 156. What does that mean? That means if the market price just jump up and goes to 156, it has the potential to close this trade with profit. Trade open at 251 can be closed now at the price of 156 plus 1% and get out of this trade with profit. But what happens if the market stays down there at the price of 74 and keeps on just doing the daily fluctuations and stays there for quite long? What's going to happen practically is that every week or every day, every close trade, this average price is going to move down. If you can see here, last week, the average price was 126.6. This week or today, this average price is at 155.99. That means it was reduced by almost $1, and it will keep on moving down depending on the market movement. So our average price last week was at 37.5% from the initial trade. Now, the average price is at 37.85 from the initial trade. And this will keep on moving down. Next week, we're going to share again what happened during the last week. And again, it's going to be closed with profit. Eventually, it's going to be closing with profit regardless of the market movement, whether it moves up or it moves down or it stays as it is. Because this is how Eazybot is designed to work. On the worst case scenario, if the market goes down and stays down, it's going to still trade in a small trades like 1% or 1 to 5% daily movement, buy and sell, make some 50% profit and 50% use it to pull down that average price. Next is take profit retracement. Let's analyze this trade here. On the top right here, you will see the actual trade on Eazybot that we've been following Eazybot. So it opened on 3rd of October. You see here at 5:45 p.m. Dubai time. The price of the coin was this is unicorn, by the way, as well. So 6.507, sorry, which is here. You see this black line, this is where it started. And this was the time where it started the trade. Sorry, it's here. It's down here. My mistake. It's 6.50. And then it closed on the next day, on October 4th at 1:21 p.m. And the price was 6.724. 6.724. I think it has to be a little bit higher than this, but doesn't matter. It just reflects here. So what happens is that this is the starting point. The market went up a little bit, but it did not reach to a point where it can close. And then it went down, and then it went down a little bit here, and then it started moving up. So from this point, it was supposed to close somewhere here. And this is the 1%, 1.5%, which is programmed to do. But see, at this point, the market just decided to go up. The market decided to go up. We have no control on the market. We have no control on the prices. But Eazybot is designed to follow the market movement to make the maximum profit possible. So the market went up and Eazybot was following the market until it reached to the highest point and then started moving down here and then closed here because it has to retrace by about 0.5% then to close it. So instead of making just 1%, it made 3.35% because the market decided to do that movement and it followed the trend and then closed it with more profit than what it's supposed to be. Okay, I'll not go through this one. So David is back to you. You can take us through the website, the performance website, but one of the coins did not make any profit. And when I went back and analyzed this coin was ADA. ADA did not make any profit the last week. When I went back and looked at the chart and seen the starting point of that trade, the previous trade, if you see, this is the current cycle. It started the initial buy on 6th of October. So we have almost 1 week without any move, without any profit being made. So the price was 0.4336. You see here, 0.4336 more or less. This was the starting point here. Then from that point of time that the market decided to move down a little bit. So the market moved down, and the next day it went to a point that it has to take the next cover. Next cover is at minus 2%, if you can see here. So it went down to minus 2%, and then it started moving up. From the lowest point, it started retracement or pulling back, sorry, and then it took the trade somewhere here. And from that point, for the next couple of days, it was just kind of flat, like it did not really move up to a point where it can sell those two covers, and it did not go down to a point where it can take the next cover. If you can see here, based on the old strategy or the old strategy before the enhancement, it's supposed to go down by 5% before it takes the next cover. So if you can see here, I've drawn this line on the chart just to calculate how much is the drawdown that happened here. So it went down by actually 2.94%. So it did not come to a point that it dropped by minus 5% to take the next cover. So that's very usual. There was no market movement that triggered a trade in the bot to make a trade, another trade here, or to make a profit. So that's very usual. But with a new enhancement, it could have taken another trade here, maybe somewhere here, and then maybe closed it here at 1.5%. Because this is started, if you see, started on 6th of October. At that time, we did not actually yet put the new enhancement, if I remember correctly. So this is still on the old strategy. So that's all from my side for now. So David, back to you, and we'll start taking questions and answers after the analyzing for the account or looking at the performance of the account. So David, back to you.
Thank you, Mohammed. And I think there's a few people that have answered this question, but for everybody's who may not be watching the chat, there was a question: is this all automatic, or do I need to set this up manually? So we want to be super clear that this is really all done for you by this technology. And the first thing I'm going to do before we get into performance results is let me just take you to what it looks like. So if you don't know what the inside of Eazybot looks like, this is the extent of what you would have to do in order to start a bot trading. So you're going to land on a page like this. And by the way, we have an entire onboarding series that walks you through step by step how to get to this point, how to set your bots up. But let me just give you a super brief overview. So you're going to title this trade. Now, one of the only decisions that you've got to make, two core decisions you're going to make, is what coin do I want to trade, coin or coins, depending on how many bots you're setting up, and how much do I want to trade in total. So you want to think about what's the total amount you're putting into your exchange. Let's say you're putting in $1,200, $5,000, $10,000, whatever that number is, and then you want to decide how many coins you want to trade. So my recommendation is, if you're trading a larger amount, maybe consider $1,000 at a minimum across all available coins. If you're starting with a smaller amount, then we do have some minimum requirements for using the Eazybot strategy. To use the Eazybot strategy on Binance US or .com, you need at least $600 in USDT in your exchange account. If you're using KuCoin, you need at least $300. Now, if you're not using the Eazybot strategy, you're simply going to uncheck this, and you can use as much or as little as you like. Now, the minimum is in place in order for you to maintain enough of a budget that in the event that the market drops significantly, you can still see profits being made in your account. It's the only reason we have Eazybot requires those minimums. It's to be able to give you that sense of consistency, or that experience of consistency while you're trading. For 90% of our users, you're going to use the Eazybot strategy. So you're going to title this, and let's assume a lot of folks will name it the coin they're trading. Let's say we're going to do ADA, and we're going to put a date on it. We're going to decide what coin, what exchange we want to trade on, what coin. You've got a whole list of coins here. A lot of times in our Q&A, you're going to ask, well, how do I know what coin I should start with? Well, that's really a decision that's entirely up to you. The relationship here is you're the investor, Eazybot's doing the trading on your behalf. So you've got to tell it where to go. It's going to follow your instruction and execute trades for you. Now, the thing that you can be confident in is that there's a lot of research that has gone into this list of coins. A couple of things that we're looking for are these are solid projects that are likely to be around. They're not likely to disappear tomorrow or crash and burn. They have good volume, good volatility, good movement in the market in order to be able to generate profits. And so pick any one of these. If you approach Eazybot with the proper expectation, which is this is a tool to help you build long-term passive wealth, then any one of these is going to help move you in that direction. We're going to show you some performance results. You can feel free to use those as a guide, but past performance is not indicative of what's going to happen in the future. So anyway, you're just making a decision here. We just picked ADA, so I'm going to choose that. And I'm going to leave it on cycle, which simply means that Eazybot's going to open and close trades automatically without me having to come back in and do anything. We're going to put it on active status so that when we hit save, it goes into start trading. And we're going to decide how much to assign to this particular bot. So if you're setting up this just one bot, then you're going to want to make sure that your budget makes sense for that one bot. If you're setting up multiple bots, you've got to decide how you're dividing that up. It's really the hardest decision that you've got to make is just deciding where your funds go. Automatically compounding, most people are going to leave that on. Automatically takes profits from this trade. It's going to add it to future trades. And that's it. That's all you need to do to set up a bot. We hit save, it will start trading for you. Now we have built in here something called market crash recovery. You do not need to set this up at the beginning of the trade. The idea for market crash recovery is in the event the market has a significant drop and there's an opportunity. Anytime there's a significant drop in the market, that's the best time to consider buying. And so if you have some additional funds and you want to take advantage of that, especially to help move your trade into a profitable close faster, you can enable market crash recovery. We have a video here that walks you through exactly what it is, how to consider using it. You can assign any budget to it that you'd like. Simply hit save. Again, you don't have to do that at the time that you're setting up this trade. So we've done everything that we need to do in order to get a bot trading for us. We hit the save button, and within moments, you're going to see your first trade go live. Hopefully that's helpful if you've never seen Eazybot before. Let's talk about what's happened here in the last couple of months. So as Mohammed has mentioned, we've been tracking performance on 19 coins. We started 19 coins with $1,000 back on May 19th. And as you can see, we are trading in a real live market. And so some coins are performing or have performed better than others. There's no way, or we don't make any attempt at predicting which is going to be the best performance. We simply recommend that you diversify as much as possible because anything can happen. Watch ETC all of a sudden take off there. And so you're going to see this account over the last 141 days produce, what's the magic number? Over $3,400 in profit for this account. Now, here's the thing that I really, really want you to take away here. So at the beginning of, earlier on in this call, we talked about Eazybot making profit in a market that's up and a market that's down. Now, if you've been paying attention to crypto, maybe you haven't, and that's okay. But if you haven't been paying attention to crypto, what you should know is that in this period of time that we just showed you those results, this is what's happened in the crypto market. This is when we started trading. The black line represents when this account was started, 0 days here. This is the average price of all of the coins in the portfolio. The blue line represents Eazybot's performance in terms of return. You can tell that there was a massive drop, almost 30%, right out of the gate within the first 30 days of tracking this account. Oh my goodness. For most people, that's, and most companies that just launched, you hit the panic button at that point. For us, we had the opportunity to see proof of concept. Eazybot actually does exactly what we say it can do. That's make profit for you in a down market. And so you'll see the divergence of these two lines. You've got a market going down and a portfolio going up. So guys, the context of what we're sharing and what you're seeing on this page is Eazybot doing what it's designed to do in a market where most people are full of fear, uncertainty, doubt. They're selling out of panic. They're frustrated. For those of you who are trading with Eazybot, You don't have to engage in any of that. Keep your emotions onto things that are important to you. Let Eazybot take advantage of where the market is. Let's take a look at what this looks like in terms of percentage return. We're going to look at the same 141-day period. And in this scenario, we have all 19 coins, and you'll see how they perform in terms of percentage return. And then you'll see the average of the entire portfolio, the entire 19 coins, represented in the green bar. All right. So as you can see, that some of these coins just move around quite a bit. Again, we don't make any assumptions or guesses about what's going to end up being the best performing coins. Our recommendation is diversify as much as possible. Today, there are 19 coins available for you to trade from. Try to be in as many as possible in order to get the best possible average over time. Now, guys, let's look at this. Let's just take, we don't have to, we can toss the best performing coins. A lot of people will sit here and look at Matic and tell you, oh, Eazybot can do 30%. Well, yes, clearly it can. But let's look at this portfolio return. We're going to talk about 18% return in the last 141 days, 18% across these 19 coins. Now, let's go back to, and hopefully most of you were on the call with us when we first got started. I want to take you back to something that we talked about. And this is where the opportunity really, really shines for Eazybot. How many of you guys remember where we started the call and we talked about average return that people are seeing in traditional markets? Anybody remember that? All right, let me show it to you. Average mutual fund return last 20 years, 12.86% compared to the S&P 500 of 8.13%. Folks that are participating in their 401ks, traditional, investments on, let me make sure you guys can actually see that. Folks that are participating in investments on their workplace, seeing anywhere from 3 to 8%. And guys, what we just showed you is performance in Eazybot that we've seen in the last 141 days that has outperformed that. And it's happened in a market that has been down more than 30% during that time. So we're incredibly proud of what that means for Eazybot. Hopefully that gives you some confidence that this is a great tool for you to choose and for you to be able to use for your own crypto investing strategy. All right, guys, we're going to come to the part of our presentation where we open up for Q&A. So I saw a lot of stuff going on in the chat. Breezy, if you would help us, if there's anything we need to address in the chat that we haven't yet, help us out there. And then if you have a question that you'd like to ask of Mohammed or anybody else on the team, now's your opportunity. Do me a favor, raise your hand so that we can see you and we will call on you. Make sure that we get your questions answered.
One of the questions was, and just to reiterate, Eazybot does not have an app. It is a web-based software, so you don't have to have an app. So there is people who are portraying Eazybot and have their funneling system in some way, shape, or form. That is not an official Eazybot app. The app that we use is Business Glue, which is a third-party it's a third-party app for the free marketing and training funnel that we have. So no Eazybot app. Thank you.
All right. And I just dropped, thank you, Breezy. I just dropped the link to the performance insights on the chat. So if you guys don't already have that link, grab it there. But here's what I really want you to have, actually, even more important than sending you guys individual links. Here's what you really, really, really need. Eazybot resource guide. So we've produced a really powerful resource guide. In fact, let me bring it up here for you, because a lot of the questions that you're going to have, you're asking me about links and things like that. The resource guide is going to be the place for you to get a lot of those answers. So your resource guide is here. I'll drop the link for you guys in the chat. There you go. And it'll take you here. And this is a great place. If you just get started with Eazybot, this comes out to you in an email. There's a link to it from your Eazybot dashboard. So a lot of places you can get to it. It just walks you through the Eazybot strategy, how to get started. These are all clickable links, by the way. So you can click here. It takes you to the page that takes you down the path that you most need in order to help you get started. And free membership app, super, super important, guys. We've got push notifications coming your way through the membership app. If you're sharing Eazybot, amazing marketing resources for you. We help you get connected to all the calls that we do. We do this call on Mondays. We have a call on Saturday. We have been calling it Business Builders. It's going to become our Super Saturday call where we just open up, we do trainings. Great place for you to get even more connected into the Eazybot ecosystem. Some important videos that you may want to check out here. Voices of the community. So videos that we produce that are testimonials. You're going to find the links for that here. I think a couple of people have asked me for the link for the video we opened this call with. It's not up yet, but when it is up, you'll find the link here. And you can meet the executive team. You've already met me and Muhammad Ali. You just heard Breezy Wells. You heard her voice just a moment ago. Breezy's the host of our call today. Coach Ken, who's our Chief Sales Officer, and Peter Anthony, who is our Chief Support Officer. Here you can read about the story we introduced early in the presentation, how to get in touch with us, all the different ways you can do that, and then the most commonly used links. And so, guys, if you don't have this page bookmarked, please do so. And I think this commonly used links page is just going to be an incredible way for you to save time. All the important things are here. Do me a favor, save the link to this resource guide. Don't download it because we do update it from time to time. So if any of these links change or we add new links, it will always be updated in real time. So that's a great resource for you. All right, we are in the middle of Q&A. I got off into a bit of a tangent there. So next up is Thomas. Thomas, come on in.
Hello, David. Hi.
Hey,
Nice
how
to
are
meet
you? Yes,
Thank you very much. I'm fine. Hope you are also fine.
Indeed.
May I ask a question about the market crash strategy?
Sure thing.
Because I got some questions from my team. When you do not enable this market crash recovery, and let's say the market goes down, I don't know, 40–50%, when will the bot stop automatically and will inform me about, okay, now it's time to enable the market crash recovery?
Yeah, so great question. Mohammed's going to pop in and talk a little bit about how MCR works. And before Mohammed does that, I just want to mention again, this is why the membership app is so important, because that's where we're going to send notifications. So we are programming and testing that this week. So you guys will start to see some notifications come out. But we will be able to tell when a bot is in a position where we may recommend considering enabling market crash recovery if you don't already do so. And we'll use the membership app push notifications through that app to send that message out to members.
Okay.
Mohammed, you want to weigh in here?
Thank you.
You're muted, by the way, Mohammed.
Sorry, I was talking to myself. Okay, so the answer to the question is that no, the bot is not going to stop. It's going to wait for the market to come back to the last cover and then start working again and selling the open covers, and then start working to the market again. If you don't enable the market crash recovery, let's say the market went down 70%, and at the 70%, it already consumed all the 38 covers at the first stage, and it took all your USDT and it bought here. So and you did not activate the MCR, then the bot's not going to go off. The market goes down, and then when the market comes back up again, it's going to start selling the open orders and then reopening the market, just work as usual. But otherwise, you could have just click on market crash recovery, put whatever budget you have, $100 to $100, whatever it is, and then reactivate again, and it's going to work on that MCR area and bring down your average price to close it faster. And for the notifications, yes, as David stated, we're working on a system to send notifications on your mobile app. So if your bot is stopped for any reason, or if all your covers have been taken, it's time for you to take MCR, you'll get a notification on your mobile. You click on it, you click on your bot, you go there, and then you can activate it if you want to. And also this will solve the problem of maybe your bot gets off for any reason and you have no idea. You got notification on your mobile, you go inside and then you solve the problem.
Is that Mohammed's connection or mine? I think we lost Mohammed.
No, he was done.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right. Thank you, Mohammed. Appreciate that. And next up is, I'm sorry, let me make sure. Thomas, are you all good? You can give me a thumbs up. Okay, great. All right. Rao, I hope I said your name right. You should be able to unmute and come on in.
Hi, thank you, David. I have actually 2 questions.
Okay.
And the first question is when the profit made, the commissions will be deducted. I mean, your service fee will be deducted from the exchange, or we have to keep some amount in the Eazybot account.
Good question. So
And
you got to keep some, you got to keep some in your Eazybot account. We recommend 4 to 5% of whatever your trading balance is in your exchange. Eazybot has no access to withdraw funds from your exchange.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. And another question, I mean, like normal trading, when you put the buy order, so it will buy certain level, then when it goes, assuming it will go up, you sell it. But when you put sell order, when the market goes down, then you make a profit. Like in the Eazybot strategy, when you place the buy order, and assuming it will go up, and it doesn't go, it keep coming down. And how do you, I mean, manage those orders to make it profit? If it keep going down,
Yep.
and how it will be work?
Yeah, great question. Mohammed, you want to tackle that?
Yes. So the first thing you need to understand is that we don't do leverage trading. When you sell and you make profit, that's only on leverage trading, on margin and on futures, but we don't do leverage. We do only spot trading. And I would recommend you to go through the video that will explain exactly how the strategy works. Maybe David or Breezy, you can put it on the chat so that you can go through it. Just go through it. I've explained it in details of how exactly the bot works and how does it manage to work in the down market, and how does it actually bring down the average price, and how does it close a trade on the top at the bottom of the market and still make profit. And if you still have some questions, you're more than welcome to send it to support and we can have a discussion.
Perfect. Thanks, Mohammed.
No problem.
And by the way, the explanation of the strategy is in that resource guide. There's, I think the very first or second page in the resource guide has that link. All right, next up is...
Thanks, man.
All right, you're welcome. Burge, you are up next. Come on in.
Yeah, hi. Sorry. I just wanted to report, I guess Breezy helped me out here, but this week we had the bot stop working for, I didn't know why. I had enough BNB, I had everything. I had enough USDT. It just stopped working. Apparently, Breezy said it was because of some sort of margin, or not margin, but what happens when the market comes like changes really fast. I guess the spread, I guess this is what she said, but I didn't quite understand why it wouldn't just take some more out of my USDT. Anyways, it stopped, so it was kind of like weird. I had to actually add funds of that particular crypto from, to make it work again.
Got it. All right, sounds like a really specific situation, so I won't dive into details on it here, but what I will say is what you're giving us an example of is two things. Things will happen. We're dealing with technology on our side, on the Eazybot side. We're dealing with technology on the exchange side. And in both cases, that technology is evolving. The exchanges are constantly evolving their platforms. We're obviously making adjustments to keep up with them as well. And so sometimes things, they go awry, and we learn from the support cases that come up. And so the thing that you're pointing out is that there's always somebody for you to reach out to. So if something happens, you don't understand, have a question, right, we do have the ability to help get those questions answered. Mohammed, you want to come in and comment more specifically?
Yes. maybe I would like to look at the bot in details to see what exactly happened. But regarding the bots getting stopped sometimes because of non-sufficient balance and because of BNB got off at the middle of the cycle and something like this. Now we have worked on a permanent solution for this. And within the coming 2 weeks is going to be implemented in your back office. So that's basically is going to be auto buying for the BNB. So there will be an option in your back office where you can go to the bot and tell the bot, if my balance of BNB becomes lesser than $10, buy another $10. You got it? So you don't have to really keep on looking at that and go to your Binance every other day, find the BNB. Is it up? Is it down? Should I buy? Should I not buy? So the way it's going to work is going to be much simpler, much easier than before. You just go, when you try to activate a bot, if you're using Binance, if you don't have BNB, it won't allow you to open the bot, to start the bot. So it asks you to turn on the BNB first, then you click on start. The first thing the bot's going to do is buy $10 maybe, or maybe 20, depending on your portfolio. If it's big, then it should be bigger amount. If it's small, then maybe $10 would be enough. It buys the BNB first and then start trading in the coin. So that avoids the problem of having the Binance taking the fees from your coin and then end up having the problem of insufficient balance for the coin, then you have to buy manually and all of this. So I believe personally that this is going to be permanently solving the problem and no one is going to be facing this problem anymore. But for your case, I need to check maybe in between, during the cycle, a long cycle, your BNB went off at a point of time and then you replenished. But in between,
No.
Okay.
Nothing to do with BNB. I had plenty of BNB. I had plenty of USDT. It just stopped working. And
what was the message? If you don't mind, what was the message?
Insufficient coins.
Insufficient wallet balance.
Okay. But there was enough coins. That's not the problem.
You had to add the coin itself. You had to add the coin
itself.
I'll have a look at that personally with Breezy after this call just to understand what exactly the issue is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
No problem.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Eazybot Max. Come on in. You should be able to unmute yourself.
Hello. I hope you can hear me, guys.
We can hear you well.
Thank you. Another nice call. I'm not as able to regularly participate at the moment, but I hope to get more regular base soon. So I have basically three little questions. One would be, I noticed that on the Glue app, I have a non-equal number of people in my referral branch than I do see on the web affiliate center. I just wanted to point that out, that I'm missing people on the Glue app, so I can contact less people and welcome to them to my team than I actually have indicated on my Eazybot app on the website, where I cannot contact them. So I just wanted to know if there's anything. I heard something ring in from my upline. I just wanted to check on that. That's number one.
Quick question there before you go on. Are you seeing that related more so to new signups or signups that were part of your team early on?
It appears to be a mix of both. So currently I'm like I think I'm looking at 12 people in my organization, whereas 10 of them are displayed on my app and 12 of them are shown in my team. And if I'm or is it 11, or it's one guy missing, and it appears to be that guy being one of the more initiation ones. So like when I started off, like one of the first referrals I earned, and that one I don't see there. And so I cannot contact. So I'm just I just wondered, maybe that one's got stuck in KYC, never completed something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, so we obviously started Eazybot before we started the marketing app, and then we did integration along the way. So as of today, and which is why I asked, if we're having that issue with new signups, then I have one concern. If it's with older signups, then I'm okay with that. The simple fix to that is just submit a support ticket and we can get it updated for you. So anybody on the call, if you happen to notice a disparity, and if you don't know what we're talking about here, in the membership app that we keep talking about, you have the ability to see all the people that you've directly signed up. You can see their contact information. So it's a great way to be able to connect with your referrals. And if you see any disparity between the folks that you're seeing in your affiliate center on the Eazybot dashboard and in the app, just submit a support ticket. We'll look into it and get
All
it.
right, will do, no problem. Second one, I was just intrigued by, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, who just talked before on the insufficient funds thing. This happened to me in the beginning of Eazybot. It has stopped. It made me buy the actual trading pair countercoin some 2 or 3 times, and then I had to manually reactivate the bot, and now it's running. So I have most probably a little bit of a surplus balance on the trading pairs that are concerned, but it's working now. So I didn't have an active one for that reason. What I do have is that I'm running a CRV USDT coin pair, and that one has gone into cover 13. As you know, the market is not really moving the way that Eazybot would love it at the moment. And so what happens is I do get an info on failed buys that gives the info of min notion error 8.55 below 10 dot, and then there's a lot of zeros. So is this because the 13th covers the last one, so it wants to perform a 14th one that's not foreseen and it doesn't? Or is it happens all the time on that session? I have that every time it tries to go beyond cover a buy and cover 13. So if it wants to issue a 14, it gets me that min notion error each time.
Got it. So the best way for us to answer that question is to look specifically at your account. So I'm going to recommend also submit that as a separate support ticket, if you will.
One question here. What's the balance that you're using in that bot?
You mean the USDT balance?
Yes.
I have that one assigned. I'm on Binance, so I have that one assigned to 600, and as the compounding is active, it's currently reached 621.93. So it's gone up.
And you're using the default strategy?
Nope.
Okay,
I messed around with it to start playing a little bit. So I'm doing 2.5% orders, and I have but I didn't. And this one I didn't fondle around with the take profit or average or independent. I just took it. It's at 1.5 and 0.5 as it is usually.
But about cover 14 specifically, what is the times?
Yes.
How many times of the initial order are you assigning for that? What are the times?
What are the what? The
times. Is it 0.5 time or 1 time for that specific cover? How many times of the initial order? You know, there's take profit, and there's this one. The timing is how many times? X times.
You mean how many cycles it does as a maximum, or
no? See, in each cover, there are 3 things to look at. Is number 1 is the quantity of that order, the volume of that order.
I'm sorry. Let me go into that.
And that's compared to the initial order.
Yeah, exactly. So the initial order most probably was like it's trying to do 8.55, and I will give this one to you. So it at cover 14, it's supposed to try to buy 8.55 coins of this one, and it says
one second. You mean $8, $8.55, or
8 CRV or amount?
How much dollars?
Sorry, quantity. Sorry, the quantity is the CRV one. So it's trying to buy 8 USDT 55 worth.
Okay, this is the problem. Here is the problem, because Binance doesn't allow less than $10 in buying.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So you just need to increase the times so that it will be $10 or above, then your problem is solved.
Yeah. Okay. So I just need to increase the amount of percent from cover 14 onwards. So
yes, make it at least $10, or make it 11 just to be in the safe side, and then it will take off. It will take off.
I gotcha. Okay, thank you very much. That brings me to the very last question. I have gotten to know Eazybot as a very nice and beautiful like kind of real-time appearance, which says that if a coin is jumping up and down, it will give me a nice flashing of green numbers of the coin going up and red numbers of the coin going down. I have noted that in the meantime, you have corrected that. So people will not see red flashing numbers anymore. And I asked about, are you still there?
We're here. We're with you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just saw a little people icon. It's okay. So I saw that happening, and I was assessing the Telegram groups that we have in my language. I'm from Germany originally, so this was also raised by some users, and it was found out that apparently for some reason this flashing reds and greens had caused some confusion among users. And additionally, apparently some YouTubers had also taken this as adverting people to a current loss in their trades, which is complete, sorry, bull. So I was wondering if you're planning to reinstate this as being the kind of, say, exchange-related trading indication.
Okay,
tool,
so okay,
not?
let me just highlight on this.
Yes, please.
The idea why we removed it is because it doesn't relate to the trade itself. Like it doesn't mean anything for someone who is looking at their bot and seeing that it shows -10, and they have made a profit of $20, let's say. So this gives maybe the wrong indication to the users. But what we can do instead, maybe internally we can think about this, maybe having all the list of the coins that we're trading, or we have in Eazybot for the daily movements, like what you have in Binance. In the first page, you have the preferred coins. We can have it in a separate place, but not onto the coin itself. Because if you see it on that box, we have seen also many people getting confused by that plus and minus, red and green, saying that, okay, what's this red? That means I'm in loss. No, you're not in loss. Calm down. It's the market movement, you know? It's just the market movement. So we don't want to have this confusion. So we might put it in a different place where people can go to that page and see the 24 hours movement of this coin, whether it's up or down. And just for information, at the end, it's not going to add, I think, value to the user to really see that percentage on the coin. But we can add it somewhere if that's a request that the people would be happy with. It doesn't cost us anything to put it.
So I myself put up TradingView and formed a chart where I red flag all the coin pairs that you offer, and then I kind of I watch the volatility and I see it kind of flying up and down, and there I kind of decide what bot trading pairs I'm going to use. But maybe you can do some kind of a airport departure arrival board kind of thing that maybe even gives the bots that one has active under its username and not the other ones, and showing like kind of like it's flying up and down as an informative whatever real-time thingy. Maybe I was just wondering why this was changed. Thanks for explaining.
No problem. Anyway, we have received, actually, you're not the first one to ask about that, and looks like some people are missing it. So we might
and some are confused.
We might add it somewhere into the website so that we please both sides. I mean, we have it available for the people rather than going to another app like yourself. You're going to another app to check the market movement. You can see it onto Eazybot itself, but at the same time, it's not affecting your vision into the bot itself, into the trading. You're not seeing something negative. So maybe this is something that we can think of. I cannot give timelines, obviously, but there's something we can put in the roadmap, and we can add it somewhere in the website.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
All right.
And my hands down. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next up is Sister Marilyn. You should be able to unmute. Come on in.
Thank you very much. This might be very elementary, but I'm just trying to find out. I'm revisiting again. That is, I saw where account had started with $1,000, and then it earned I believe about 3,000 over 140 some days or something like that. So I'm just trying to figure out if I was to. I know it's not a guarantee or anything like that. So let's say if I was to start an account with $1,000, are we looking at about something like that over a 4-month period?
Yeah, so great question. And unfortunately, it's impossible for us to answer what's likely to happen in the future. And this is one of the challenges with trading, is that it's really dependent on what happens in the market. Eazybot's promise to you is that you gain access to a tool that will trade in profit for you regardless of whether the market is going up or down. Now, to further contextualize this, if we took those same 19 coins that you saw those performance insights from, and we started trading them 2 days later, 2 weeks later, or 2 months later, you would likely see different performance results because the time in the market matters a lot as well. And so, the results that you're seeing over those coins aren't a fixed sense of like what's possible. It's simply a snapshot of this particular portfolio over this period of time. If you started those exact same 19 coins, you would get likely some different results. You could get better, it could get worse, but we know that you're going to be able to profit consistently over time. Now, Mohammed's going to add some additional color to your question. Hey, Mohammed, if you're talking, you're muted, sir.
Okay, again, I'm talking to myself. Okay, David, can you help me in calculation of this account? This is a different account. It started in a different timelines using almost similar coins. I don't know why this is used unit-wise, but it doesn't matter. Just look at the starting date, 11th of June, 11th of June, 17th of June, 22nd of August, 20th of June, 20th of June. So let's take those two, for example. Those 2 coins here, they started at the same date. They made a profit of 86 and 84, and they started with 300 each. So the 600 out of 600, let me just do the math. So we have 84 plus 86. It is 170 out of 600 divided by 600 multiplied by 100. So this account, these 2 coins made 28% in profit. Within how long? You calculate the time. You have 11th of June, and today is October. So we're talking about 11th of June, 11th of July, and 11th of August, and then September, and then October. We were talking about 4 months. So if we are to divide this by 4, so here we're talking about 7% per month approximately. So those are the same coins, but they started at a different time, different timeline. So you really cannot tell how much you can make in profit because it all depends on how the market behaves. Again, Eazybot is a tool that rides the wave of the market, and regardless if the market goes down or goes up, it's going to be following the market to make the maximum profit based on the strategy. So what we promise as Eazybot, as a company, is that Eazybot is going to be trading the way we explained it that it has to trade, how it applies the formula, how it buys, where it buys, and where it sells. And you can go through the video one more time and see how I explained it there. And it's going to do exactly the same thing. But how much it can make, it all depends on how those coins that you choose are going to perform, whether they're going up or they're going down, or they're fluctuating high, or they're not fluctuating, they are kind of stable. You see the coin that we talked about at the beginning, ADA, in the last week did nothing completely. Why? Because the market was kind of quiet. The market did not really have kind of fluctuation for that specific coin. So the best way to get the maximum out of this market is really to diversify your funds among as many coins as possible. Total, we have 19 coins. So if I to start a new account now, I would spread the funds equally among all the coins. And this is what we did in that account that I'm sharing every week. We have amounts spread equally among all the coins. Some coins made over 32% in the last 142 days. Some other coins made as low as maybe 4 or 5% or 6%. So the average was around 18%. So the question is that, did I know, for example, that Matic is going to be the one giving me 32%? No, if I knew that, I would put all the funds there. So I would end up now by making 32% instead of just 18%. But no one will know. No one knows the next market movement. We are not controlling the market. Just try to diversify as much as possible and let the bot do what it's supposed to do. And it's going to put you in profit. How much profit? No one knows. And if someone tells you that you can do this percentage per month guaranteed, don't believe them. Take your money out and don't invest. I'm telling you this because you see, most of the scams that happens, and we all got scammed before, is that the company that you send them your money, they tell you will give you 1% per day, or give you 5% a day, or I don't know, 10% a month, fixed percentage, and then at a point of time, they just end up disappearing because there's no business in this world that have a guaranteed income, especially when it comes to trading. Trading is a market movement. You cannot control the market movement. One company cannot control the market movement. It's all based on a shared responsibility of, all the market players together along with the individuals. So there's no way someone can know 100% that the market is going to go up or down for the next 5 minutes. So how we design Eazybot is to sustain with the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario for me is that the market goes down and it stays down forever. Eazybot is designed to follow this and make profit in that kind of market situation. If the market stays down, like the coin that we were following, the AAVE, we started here at the price of 251. Right now, the price is 74. And if it stays at 74, I promise you, it's going to close that trade with profit. And it's going to start all over again at the bottom of the market and make profit. So this, for me, the worst case scenario. Now, there was a question in the chat at the beginning about Luna. If a coin goes like Luna, Luna have completely crashed. It went down, I don't know from how much, to 0.0003. So this is a disaster. We cannot do anything about this one, and no one can do anything about this one. If the market completely crashes, if all the coins goes to zero, but if you are diversifying your funds, it's close to impossible that all the coins will go down to zero at once. So let's say you are trading 20 coins or 19 coins. Let's say 20 coins for this sake of math. And one of them goes to Luna. That's only 5% of your portfolio. Still, you have 19 coins working for you and making profit. And maybe in a month, you're making that 5% back and your loss is zero. So the best way to really make the maximum out of this market is to diversify your funds. Diversify as much as possible because of two reasons. You don't know which one is going to be the best performer for the next month or the next year or so on. And the second thing, that in case if one of the coins had a disaster like Luna, still you have other coins to support you and to cover you up. So I hope this makes sense.
All right, Mohammed, I'm going to share my screen real quick. I'm just going to piggyback on this before we take the next question, because one of the questions might be, well, is this a good time to start with Eazybot? When we looked at the performance insights, we looked at starting 141 days ago, May 19th, I believe it was. Well, here's Bitcoin. I just want to look at where Bitcoin is today. If we look at where it was when we started, just without knowing anything about trading, you can look at this graph and tell that since we started, the market's been mostly down. And I'm showing Bitcoin because the rest of the crypto market tends to follow how Bitcoin is performing. So this gives us a general sense of Bitcoin's performance. So for the vast majority of the time, this has been what the market's been. There hasn't been a whole lot of movement. There hasn't been incredible runs that hit incredible highs. It's been mostly down. And so the question is, well, is this a good time to start an Eazybot account? Well, this is always a great time. Anytime the market's down is a great time because it's at a discount. And so the question then becomes, if you're following crypto and you're interested and you've been following the history of Bitcoin, we look at what Bitcoin has done, we're far away from all-time highs. And so we haven't yet, as Eazybot, as a tool, experienced what it's like when the crypto markets just absolutely light up. And we can see that these things happen periodically. If you've been following crypto, you know that every so often, every couple of years, there are seasons when the crypto markets just become just parabolic in its growth. And for us, we haven't entered that yet. So the profit that we're seeing in our accounts have been with a market that's down. If you can make profit now, then you're positioned to make even more potentially when the market's going up. Everything that we're talking about here has happened in a market that has been down and stayed down. All right, guys, next up, we have a couple more questions. Eazybot AI, you're up next. Come on in. And then we have Uncle Les. And for those of you, we're an hour and a half into today's call. Thank you all for continuing to hang out with us. We are going to pivot here in just a moment. For those of you who are interested and you want to hang out with us, we do want to go through and introduce to our affiliate rewards plan. We have a really, really incredible way of sharing sharing the good news and sharing the wealth. And so hang out with us. I'm going to take these last two questions and then we're going to pivot and talk about that for just a few moments. All right, come on in.
I just want to, I've chatted to Breezy about it. Thanks. I got it sorted. It's about the calendar again.
Okay, you got it sorted though, you said?
Yeah, all
Okay.
sorted. Thank you.
All right, awesome. All right, then that moves us on to Uncle Les. Come on in, sir.
Hi, David. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good. Thank you for all you did this weekend. I appreciate you. And thank you, Mohammed, for this wonderful company and bot you created. So I'll just share with my investors a simple thing, because they all ask the same question. And Mohammed's right. Diversification is the key. But what I share is, Mohammed, if I were to say you showed the coin over 130 days at 30% for Matic, so if I had $10,000 in that account at the same time, could I multiply that result by the same to come out with my performance so I can get an idea of what I would have made in the history, understanding that the future could be different?
Okay, that's a good question. Let me just get to this first before you get the next question. Okay, what you're saying, just for me to understand correctly, if you started an account at the same time, almost at the same time, so you would have had the same performance. Is that what you're saying? Are you here? Did we lose you?
I think he got muted. Let's try to find Uncle Les and unmute him.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Mohammed,
so,
because
yeah, well,
yeah.
it will be slightly the same. It won't be exactly the same. There are no two accounts that will have exactly the same, because think of it this way. Now you're working with an exchange and we're placing orders. It's called a market order. So it depends on the buyer and seller. And there is always a slippage, always. The slippage could be positively affecting your trade. It could be negatively affecting your trades. So when you request exchange, for example, to make a buy or a sell of a specific coin at the price of 100, you might not get the exact 100, because that 100 might have appeared for one order which was gone already. Someone took that order and it's gone, and you get something a little bit lesser than this, around maybe, let's say 99.999, another order. So maybe another order that was placed by Eazybot still took that order of 1,000. So it will be almost the same, but it won't be exactly the same. It's impossible, but it's the same performance, the same way it happens. But from numbers point of view, because I'm very precise when it comes to numbers, it won't be like, for example, if this account made 100, this might be 100, make 101, or maybe 99 or something like this, but almost the same, but it won't be exactly, because two accounts are having separate bots or separate things. It's not like one account that have all the funds together and then people are distributing percentage.
All right, got a thumbs up on that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for what you've added to the chat. Dr. Kareem, you're awesome as always. Thank you, everybody who's participated in today's call. We are going to shift gears here. So if you're interested, I know we've been on the call now for 90 minutes, but it's all good stuff. And thank you guys for hanging out with us. We're going to shift gears for just a moment. I'm going to ask Coach Ken to pop in, stand by, and we're going to introduce to some of you guys, if you're new with us, I want to talk to you about the Eazybot Affiliate Rewards Plan. And maybe you've listened to this conversation today and you would love to use Eazybot, but you're not entirely sure where your trading funds are coming from. We're going to help answer that question for you. And maybe you've been using Eazybot for some time and you're having a great experience. You're really coming to understand and appreciate why this is such a special piece of technology and why this is such a special community. And you want to start sharing it with some other people. We want to show you what's in it for you, because Eazybot by itself, as a tool, as a piece of software, if you choose to use it, can take you to financial independence, and it can do it in a much faster fashion than almost anything else that you have access to, that puts you in as little risk profile and as much control as what we just shared with you today. So I want to share my screen. We're going to go through the affiliate rewards plan with you guys. Feel free, if you want to pop off, now is a great time. We want to thank you and appreciate you for hanging out with us. But if you're going to hang out on this call, we're going to pivot just a little bit. Let's start with a disclaimer for earnings and income. All earnings and income statements made by the company and or its affiliates are estimates of what we think is possible. There's no guarantees that you'll earn or make these levels of income, and you accept the risk that the earnings and income statements differ by individual. As with any business, your results may vary and will be based on your individual capacity, business experience, expertise, willingness to learn and apply what you learn, and your level of desire. All right, but let's talk about the affiliate rewards plan, how it's made up. There are 3 easy streams of income. One is on annual package sales. The other one is on software service fees. And then you also get paid on something called matching bonus. Let's start off with annual package sales. And you see the little note on dynamic compression just means that there are some qualifications. You'll see that listed here on the left. And if there are people in your organization that aren't qualified, those commissions go upwards in the genealogy to the next qualified individual. Now, there is 10 levels that commissions are distributed for the package sales. Now, remember, package sales are our advanced and VIP package. So that's a $250 package or a $995 package. If you've personally introduced somebody to a advanced package to Eazybot that upgrades to an advanced package, it does pay $60 directly back to you, $250 for VIP. But even juicier, even better than that is if you start sharing this with others who are also sharing it, then over time, doesn't have to happen tomorrow, next week, or next month, but over time, that's going to inevitably grow into an organization that could potentially be 10 levels deep. And wouldn't it be nice that when people in all parts of the different world at all times of the day are seeing Eazybot for the first time and upgrading their packages, that you've got commissions coming into your Eazybot wallet? And that's exactly what's happening here with your annual package sales. And again, keep in mind that annual part of package sales is really powerful. That means that if somebody's having a great experience with Eazybot, and for the most part, I got to tell you, that's the experience that we have. Our members love Eazybot. Once you start using it, they're going to renew their membership. They're going to renew their package sale in a year, and likely in a year after that. And so that just becomes exponential. Let's give you a couple examples. We're going to hang out over here on the left-hand side, just hypothetical examples to give you an idea of what's possible here. So what we're doing is we're going to take a scenario where you've personally introduced 4 people that have upgraded to the VIP package. All right, so those 4 people will have now paid you personally a commission of $1,000, $250 each. Now, as you're building this organization, you can do that passively or intentionally. Passively simply meaning that you're sharing it with others and you're not really actively building a business, or you can do this intentionally where you're joining us in our trainings on Saturdays, or you're putting forth some specific intention on building this team as fast as you'd like to go. Now, you can move at any pace that you want, but here's what's possible. Let's take this scenario, build it all the way out to 10 levels. Everybody on every level has duplicated the level above them, which simply means that I've got 4 people that have upgraded to VIP. On my second level, 4 of those people on my second level have done the same. They've got 4 people that have upgraded to VIP. That's a total of 16. On that next level, there are 4 people. So we just repeat that all the way out to 10 levels. On the 10th level, you will have over 1 million people that have purchased VIP packages. So here's what's possible if this happens. That represents over $7,266,000 in commissions paid to you. And again, this is annual. Now, this is a perfect scenario. This assumes that this build out happens exactly this way. And so let's assume that it doesn't. Okay, this will be a perfect world scenario. But let's say we just hit 10% of this, just 10%. 90% of the folks in this organization didn't make this upgrade. They were perfectly happy with an advanced account or a free account, and only 10% of the folks upgraded. We're still talking about $726,000 earning potential. And at 1%, guys, over $72,000. Just this alone, for me, if you're here, if you're listening to this call, if you're one of the 95 people, this is the power of our affiliate rewards plan, is that this can absolutely catapult your long-term investment goals. Because what can you do by taking some of these earnings and putting it back into your exchange account for Eazybot to trade for you. All right, let's talk about the second way that you get to earn SSF commissions. And now, by the way, those commissions, these are one-time paid every year when a person renews and when they purchase the package. SSF commissions are paid monthly. Okay, so or actually they're paid daily. These commissions get paid into your wallet every single day. We're going to give you some examples of what that might look like over the course of a month. So here's what happens. Remember that there's a percentage of the trade that goes back to Eazybot's software service fee, either 20% or 30%. And then there's a percentage of that income to Eazybot that's then shared back with you as an affiliate. By the way, it doesn't cost you anything to be an affiliate. There's no qualification. You simply need to be an Eazybot member. Create a free account. You have access entirely. You have entire access to this full affiliate rewards plan. Level 1 through 5 pays 5%, 6 through 10, 4%, 11 through 18, 1%, 19 through 20, 0.5%. That might mean nothing to you, so we want to give you an example of what that could mean to you. Again, another hypothetical example, still using the number 4. By the way, our message to you is try to go at least 10 wide. It opens up all qualifications for the entire compensation plan. All right, so using this example of 4 bots averaging $20 in SSF per bot per month, and let's follow this example out. Again, just doing that same duplication 4 by 4 by 4 until we get to level 10. Now, SSF pays 20 levels. This example is only considering the first 10. So this is potentially a very conservative example. If we built this out the way that we have it designed here, over $1 million, $1.1 million monthly earnings in potential. 10% of this, $111,000. And if you only achieved 1%, guys, still over $11,000. And again, this is only the first 10 of potentially 20 levels in your entire organization. It's available for you. That pays commission bonus. The SSF matching bonus pays, it's basically a thank you for introducing Eazybot to those that you've introduced Eazybot to. We match the SSF earnings on your level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So whatever somebody on your level 1 earned, if they, let's say they earned $10,000, you're going to earn 3% of that. So that happens on 5 different levels. So this is a really powerful way that helps you to capture what's happening in your organization. Maybe you're not building the biggest team, but you have somebody in your organization who's really on fire. We give you a nice thank you for in the form of a matching bonus. All right, and the last thing we're going to talk about, I'm going to actually ask Coach Ken to jump in if you don't mind, if you're in a position to, Coach, and talk to us about Founders Club and why this is such an important opportunity for somebody to consider. Coach Ken is our Chief Sales Officer and really the reason we're all here. And so, Coach, are you in a position to jump in here?
Hey, David. How are you, brother? Great job again. Hey, if I could start out by just sharing a little bit, guys, for you guys that don't know me and haven't heard my story. Part of my story is I went to day trading school and traded full time. First started in stocks and then cryptocurrency. And I found out very quickly that I was emotionally attached to my money. It was very stressful. I had 13 screens open in front of me. I had my Bitcoin chart Chromecasted into my bedroom. So I got to tell you guys, a tool like this for the professional full-time trader is a godsend. For the individual that has never traded a day in their life and has never been in the market, this is a godsend. It doesn't matter where you're at. My day trading instructor, and this was a live course in person here in Naples, Florida. He was mentored to make 3% a month spot trading. And this is spot trading. It's not leverage trading. It's the least risky way to trade. You always have the value of your tokens if the market does crash, but this bot can withstand now with the market crash recovery enhancement up to 90% drop in the market and still turn a profit. It's amazing, guys. That doesn't mean, it doesn't mean that the value is not going to drop. You're going to still make money and your value is going to come back up. But right now, this is the best time to be in the market because of where the market's at. And this bot will go to work for you 24/7. We're so proud of this. So thankful for Mohammed's genius, for David's genius of putting everything together for us, for the marketing side of it, the funnel systems, all of that is David's genius. And guys, I can tell you personally, what you have in your hand, what you have in your hands right now is something that could change your life financially. If you look at this, not just as a great tool to grow your crypto, but also as a business. If you look at this as a business, guys, the sky's the limit here for you. And why do I say that? Okay, my day trading instructor worked 2 full-time jobs until he got $1 million into his account. 2 full-time jobs while trading at an average of 3% a month. And I know this because he opened up his account to us and showed us monthly over several years what he was earning. And what he was doing with those 2 full-time jobs, what him and his wife needed, she was working full-time as well, what him and his wife needed to live on, they lived on. And then they invested the rest in themselves, into that account while he was trading. Okay, do you understand that? So if you want to have a retirement or a future where you are anywhere you want to be in the world, whether it be on the beaches of beautiful beaches somewhere on the world, around the world, or volunteering your time in orphanages, whatever your dreams are, we can get you there. Now listen to what I share with you. He was working 2 full-time jobs, living on what he needed to live on, reinvesting the rest of that money into his own portfolio. When he got to $1 million, he quit his 2 full-time jobs and his wife quit her job because they were making $30,000 a month. At 3% of a month of $1 million, that's $30,000 a month. Now our bot has been performing in a way where we're doing more than that monthly. Let's just say we average 4%. If you will work with us and catch the vision of what we're doing, and we're not trying to sell something that really there is no true intrinsic value. Our bot works. We don't have to sell it. We just have to educate people and show them what it's doing. They'll make the decision whether they want to participate in this. And a lot of people, there's a high percentage of people that do make the decision once this is shared with them to come to work with us. Now you saw back a few slides, the potential that's here. How quickly can you get $1 million in your account? The bot can produce that, and you growing your teams can produce that. How fast do you want to run? How many people do you want to serve? How many people do you want to help? Because this bot is going to help a lot of people transition easily into the cryptocurrency space and make them a profit while they're doing that. I think it's the best product ever in the history of network marketing. And we've created an affiliate program where you guys can kick butt. I'm just going to say it that way, okay? You guys can kick butt and become 6- and 7-digit monthly earners with us. And that's what we're really looking for. Not for you to make 6 digits or 7 digits a month for us. We want to see this happen for you, and the potential's here. And that's why we created this entire affiliate program the way we did. We believe it's a fair, very fair system. So that said, we're going to look at the Founders Club right now. And the Founders Club is very unique in that once you qualify for the Founders Club, you participate in the Founders Club for life. Now, let's say you have a team member that goes off and chases a shiny stone that pulls the rug out from underneath them. They're going to come back. We know it. Because there are a lot of shiny stones out there. You don't lose the position. You just have to work to fill that position. That's it. And we even, have said, I don't know if I should say this on the call, but maybe that guy that left might want to sell that position. So you don't have to go back and, refill that position. There's many ways to do this, but once you're in the Founders Club, you're in for life. So look at this, guys. All you have to do is sponsor 3 people who upgrade to advanced or VIP. You yourself have to be a VIP member. We do want our Founders Club members to have some skin in the game. This is the only place where we ask somebody to be a VIP member. And then you have to sponsor a minimum of 3 people. Now, this comp plan, it's a unilevel. So you could sponsor 100 wide, 200 wide. We've got people in the room right now that have sponsored over 1,300 people wide, and their teams are enormous. Now, they're using social media platforms. It doesn't matter how you do it. As long as you're relational, once you bring them in and you serve your teams, they will grow. But you bring in 3 people that upgrade to a minimum of advanced or VIP, and then you help those 3 do the same. They all have to be trading with the minimum of 600 in their trading accounts, in their exchanges. But who did they invest in? They invested in themselves. And guys, I'll be honest with you, if you're thinking $600, you're thinking way too small. People that are using this bot love this bot. And the only way to financial freedom is to increase the investment you make in yourself. If you start out with 1,000 and you start bringing people in and you take those commissions, whatever you don't need to live on, you reinvest in yourself. This is the most beautiful system we have ever come across, guys. And you know what? We had the opportunity to create it. We knew if we found something that people could create sustainable income with without recruiting, that wasn't a Ponzi scheme, we knew that we would go viral. And that's what's happening right now, guys. So I just want to encourage you, go out, become a part of the Founders Club, set a goal. This is what I'm going to do this month. I'm going to become a VIP member, and I'm going to find 3 people. I'm going to help them learn to trade with this bot, how to connect it. You don't even have to learn. I went to a 20-hour day trading course. It may take you 2 or 3 hours maximum. It actually only takes about 15 minutes to connect the bot once you have your tokens in your exchange. It takes about 15 minutes. And then you just have to watch the bot, because sometimes, very rarely, but we've heard on the call today, every once in a while, the exchange won't cooperate. So we've got to go in and reach out to support and let support bring you through that. But man, we've got support for you. We've got a phenomenal product. We've got funnel systems. There's no reason why not to go out there and make a name for yourself. If you want to make a name for yourself, there's no better company to do that. If you want to make a 7-digit income, there's no better company to do that with. Guys, we're just so thankful for every one of you. That's all I've got to say. David, you're amazing. Go out, guys. Take charge of your own lives. Use this product, use this system. And let me just finish the story. My day trading instructor, fast forward a few years, he's now my day trading instructor. He's now got 3 million in his account. He's still making 3% a month. He opened up, like I said, his account to us live online. He was now making 90,000 a month. He's in his early 30s. He started doing this when he was in his mid 20s. He's now in his early 30s. He lives in the nicest neighborhood in his community, in one of the nicest homes in that community. And when he moved in there, all his neighbors were attorneys and doctors and other business owners and professionals. They thought he was in the mafia, he said, because while they were going to work, he was going out in his pajamas or his robe and slippers to get his mail. When they found out he was a day trader, they were all looking at gaining knowledge from his experience and doing what he was doing. Guys, there's professionals out there who would love to have what you have in your hands. I wouldn't be afraid. I've got doctors that are a part of my team, and ones that I've personally brought in, they love this. And they're not afraid to share it with their friends. They've already brought in other doctors and chiropractors. So guys, I'll tell you, we've got something so special. Go out and make it happen. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and start making phone calls. We are going to be introducing a 90-day blitz program for anybody that wants to participate and absolutely change your life financially over a 90-day period. So this is coming very, very shortly, guys. We're very excited about it. And we're here to serve you. And we love you more than Bitcoin and pizza. David, back to you, brother.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you. And if you're on this call, guys, you got to be with us on Saturday. If at all possible, join us Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern. We used to call this Business Builders. This will now be our Super Saturday call. And if you want to supersize your business, supersize your income, be on this call, and especially this Saturday. We have a massive, major, super important announcement on Saturday. We're actually launching something on Saturday. So you want to be on this call on Saturday, and you want to bring your team members with us. If you've got some folks that you've introduced to Eazybot and you want them to see what's possible, bring them to this call Saturday. Our Saturday calls are going to evolve into more and more training and more specific training for you and your team members. So definitely get plugged in there if you're not already doing so. All right, guys, we've been on this call for 2 hours, and there's still 83 of you guys. Love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really do enjoy doing these calls every Monday. Breezy, would you allow everybody to unmute themselves? We're going to go ahead and wrap this call up. Guys, connect with the calendar. We've got calls happening all throughout the week. Different leaders are doing a number of calls throughout the week. So connect with the calendar, jump into those calls, jump into the live presentations that are happening, support calls, great place to learn and gain insights and connect with people in the community. Guys, we love and appreciate you. See you Saturday. See you next Monday. Have a fantastic week, everybody.
Thank you.
God bless you guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely divine. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Welcome,
See you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Mia, you're awesome. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your time. Blessings.
You're welcome. God bless you, Melanie.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed week.
Oh, Doctor, you're welcome. We love you, brother.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Uncle Les.
Thank you, Coach.
Uncle Les.
Great job.
Uncle Les, Kareem. Let's chat. Give me a call. Give me a call.
We'll do. Love Eazybot.
Thank you, brother. We love you too. Big time. Breezy,
Thanks,
you're
guys.
amazing.
Awesome job, Coach. David, everybody.
Thank you, Constantine.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Breezy.
Amen.
Felipe, thank you.
All right.
Gina,
Thank you,
thank you.
everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a
You're
good
welcome, Carol.